Some trucks were built just to haul cargo, others became legends. And when it comes to pure road presence, few styles grab attention like the mighty Cabover trucks. With the cab sitting right above brutal engines, these machines dominated highways all over the world for decades. But out of all the legendary models ever built, which ones truly became the most incredible of them all? In today's video, you're about to see trucks that defined generations with insane power, unforgettable designs, and stories that still make every truck enthusiast stop and stare. So stay with me until the end, because the last truck on this list is considered by many to be the greatest icon ever created during the golden age of American cabovers. Ford CL9000. Back in the early 1970s, Ford decided to fully enter the premium heavy-duty truck market. And that decision gave birth to the Ford CL9000, a massive, sophisticated cabover that felt incredibly advanced for its time. Built in the United States, it quickly earned respect on the highways by combining comfort, power, and a futuristic-looking design. Under the cab, buyers could choose between giant Cummins or Caterpillar engines. One of the best-known versions came equipped with an inline six-cylinder engine with 855 cubic inches, roughly 14 liters, producing more than 350 horsepower and enough torque to haul heavy loads across thousands of miles without breaking a sweat. Its 13-speed manual transmission helped keep steady pulling power, even on long climbs and demanding terrain. The heavy-duty leaf spring suspension made the truck incredibly durable for serious hauling, while the rear-wheel drive setup delivered excellent highway stability. And despite being such a huge machine, the CL9000 was surprisingly comfortable to drive for a truck of that era. Visually, it stood out immediately. The tall cab, huge windshield, and deep engine rumble gave the truck an unmistakable road presence. Many drivers said piloting one at night, surrounded only by the sound of the engine and endless highway lights, was something they would never forget. Another thing that helped the CL9000 stand out was its interior quality, something rare among heavy-duty trucks at the time. Some versions offered spacious sleeper cabs, more comfortable seats, and better sound insulation than many direct competitors. That helped the truck gain huge respect among drivers who spent weeks crossing the United States. And believe it or not, the next truck on this list managed to raise the bar for classic cabovers even higher. DAF 2800-3300. While American trucks focused on sheer size and brute strength, Europe started moving in a different direction. And it was during that time that DAF introduced the legendary 2800 and 3300, two Dutch cabovers that completely changed comfort and efficiency in European heavy transport during the 1970s. These trucks used inline six-cylinder diesel engines with roughly 11.6 liters of displacement. The 2800 produced around 280 horsepower, while the 3300 pushed past 330 horsepower, extremely impressive numbers for European trucks at the time. Their multi-speed manual transmissions allowed drivers to make the most of the torque during long international trips filled with steep grades and changing terrain. The reinforced suspension delivered excellent stability even under full load, while the rear-wheel drive setup helped the truck stay balanced on Europe's narrow highways. And despite being smaller than many American trucks, the DAF could still move massive cargo loads without sacrificing fuel efficiency. Inside, it felt like a truck from another generation. The cab offered far more comfort than many rivals of the era, with a higher driving position and outstanding visibility. The engine sound was smoother and quieter, but it still carried that unmistakable heavy-duty presence every trucker could recognize instantly. Many European drivers practically lived inside these trucks during long international hauls. In fact, the DAF 2800 helped popularize the idea of a comfortable long-haul cab in Europe, something that would later become standard for modern heavy-duty trucks. And if you think the Europeans were already impressive, wait until you see the next American giant on this list. International Harvester Transstar 4300. By the late 1970s, very few machines looked as intimidating on American highways as the International Harvester Transstar 4300. With its square body lines, massive cab, and aggressive appearance, it looked more like a block of steel rolling down the interstate. Under the cab, buyers could choose between highly respected Cummins, Detroit diesel, and Caterpillar engines. Some versions used an inline six-cylinder engine with 855 cubic inches, producing more than 400 horsepower and massive pulling power for heavy long-distance hauling. The long-range manual transmission helped drivers keep the truck deep in its torque band across endless American highways. Its reinforced chassis made it feel almost indestructible. The heavy-duty suspension and rear-wheel drive setup delivered impressive stability, even while hauling massive loads over rough terrain. It was not uncommon to find a Transstar with millions of miles still working hard without major engine rebuilds. The styling also helped turn the truck into a legend. Its flat front end, huge chrome mirrors, and metallic engine sound gave it a commanding highway presence. Many truckers claimed they could recognize a Transstar instantly just by hearing the rumble of a Detroit diesel engine coming down the road. Beyond highway hauling, the Transstar became extremely popular in construction, mining, and industrial transport operations. Its mechanical durability was so respected that many companies kept these trucks running for decades, even after newer models entered the American market. There was also something else that made the Transstar unforgettable. Some American trucking companies customized them with metallic paint jobs and luxury interiors, turning the truck into a real status symbol among owner-operators during the 1980s. But hold on, because the next truck became even more iconic among classic Cabover fans. White Freightliner. Some trucks defined an entire generation purely through their appearance, and the White Freightliner was absolutely one of them. Born from the partnership between White Motor Company and Freightliner, this Cabover quickly became one of the most recognizable faces on North American highways during the 1970s and 1980s. Beneath that square and imposing cab sat some of the most respected engines of the era. Many versions came equipped with 12.7-liter Detroit diesel V8 engines, or Cummins engines with 855 cubic inches. Depending on the setup, these trucks easily pushed beyond 400 horsepower, along with brutal torque, built for heavy, long-distance hauling. The Eaton Fuller 13-speed manual transmission became almost mandatory on the more powerful versions. The reinforced suspension handled brutal workloads with ease, while the rear-wheel drive setup delivered solid stability even on worn-out highways. And despite its massive size, many drivers praised how easy the White Freightliner was to maneuver inside cities and crowded freight terminals. Visually, it had an identity that was impossible to mistake. The tall cab, chrome details, and deep engine sound turned every arrival into a real show for truck lovers. And because the driver sat almost directly above the front axle, the driving experience felt much more intense than in conventional trucks. Interestingly, this truck appeared in several American movies and television shows during the era, helping cement its reputation as one of the most iconic cabovers ever built in the United States. And while we're talking about legendary machines, take a second to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications, because there are still some incredible highway legends coming up on this list. But the next truck combined brutal German power with one of the most respected designs ever seen on a European cabover. Mercedes-Benz NG 1632. During the mid-1970s, Mercedes-Benz introduced a truck that quickly became a symbol of durability both inside and outside Europe. The NG 1632 was part of the famous New Generation lineup, created to modernize heavy transport with better comfort, strength, and reliability. Powered by a massive 16-liter V10 diesel engine, the truck produced around 320 horsepower, an extremely impressive number for its time. The 10-cylinder engine had a very distinctive character, delivering a deep and steady rumble that became part of the truck's identity. Its multi-range manual transmission helped drivers make full use of the available power during long hauls and heavy-duty operations. The reinforced suspension worked together with the rear-wheel drive setup to provide excellent stability on rough roads and mountain routes. And thanks to its incredible durability, the NG 1632 was used in almost every type of heavy-duty work imaginable, from international freight hauling to mining and construction operations. Visually, it projected strength immediately. The square cab, massive headlights, and tall stance gave the truck a serious and intimidating appearance. Inside, The spacious cabin impressed many drivers, especially by European standards at the time. A lot of truckers considered the NG one of the most comfortable long-haul trucks of its era. There's also an interesting reason why the truck became even more respected over the years. In several South American countries, especially Brazil, many NG trucks remained in service for decades, surviving generation after generation, almost like rolling pieces of highway history. But the next truck on this list combined American brute force with one of the most recognizable identities ever created for a cabover. Mack F-Series. If there was ever a truck capable of looking powerful just sitting still, it was the Mack F-Series. Introduced in the United States during the 1960s, it quickly became a symbol of toughness in American heavy hauling. Under the cab, the F-Series used Mack engines famous for their incredible durability. Some versions came equipped with giant V8 engines larger than 18 liters, while others used inline six-cylinder engines with more than 675 cubic inches. Depending on the configuration, these trucks easily exceeded 350 horsepower, backed by massive torque designed for brutal heavy-haul jobs. Its heavy-duty manual transmission demanded skill from the driver, but it delivered total control on the highway. The reinforced suspension allowed the truck to survive years of hard labor with almost no complaints. Combined with its rear-wheel drive setup, the F-Series became a trusted workhorse across the United States and Canada. But it was impossible to talk about the Mack F-Series without mentioning its intimidating road presence. The short cab design, rugged styling, and especially the deep growl of those Mack engines gave the truck an almost aggressive personality. Many truckers describe driving one as feeling more like operating a locomotive than a truck. Another reason drivers respected the F-Series was its reliability in freezing conditions. Across Canada and the northern United States, these trucks gained a reputation for continuing to work through snowstorms, brutal cold, and exhausting long-distance runs without giving up. And there was one detail that spoke volumes about its reputation. Some trucking companies preferred keeping their old Mack trucks running for years instead of buying newer models, simply because they trusted the durability of these machines more than modern replacements. Now get ready, because the next truck became one of the biggest symbols of Swedish engineering in the world of heavy transport. Volvo F89. While many trucks of the era focused almost entirely on brute strength, Volvo decided to build something different. The result was the legendary Volvo F89, one of the most respected European cabovers ever produced. Introduced in Sweden during the early 1970s, the F89 used an inline six-cylinder engine with roughly 12 liters of displacement. It produced around 330 horsepower, an impressive figure for a European truck of that period. Its manual transmission with range splitter helped the truck maintain excellent performance during long-distance hauling and mountain driving, especially across icy northern European roads. The carefully tuned suspension and rear-wheel drive setup gave the F89 outstanding stability, even under heavy loads. And it was exactly this balance between comfort and durability that helped the truck become popular with transport companies across multiple continents. The styling had a unique personality of its own. The tall cab, large windows, and clean design gave the truck a modern and refined appearance. Its engine sound was strong, but smoother than many competitors. And for drivers spending days on the road, the spacious interior made long trips far less exhausting. Another feature that strengthened the F89's reputation was its strong focus on safety, something Volvo prioritized long before many competitors did. The elevated driving position, excellent visibility, and stable handling made many drivers consider it one of the safest trucks of its generation. In fact, many European truckers believed the F89 was years ahead of its rivals in terms of ergonomics and drivability. That's one reason why it's still remembered today as one of the trucks that helped shape modern standards for long-haul comfort. But the next truck on this list wasn't focused only on comfort. It wanted to completely dominate European highways with brutal power and a sound nobody could forget. Scania LB141. By the late 1970s, Scania introduced a truck that quickly became a dream machine for truckers around the world. The LB141 was not just powerful, It carried a rare combination of performance, durability, and personality that very few cabovers ever achieved. Under the cab sat a massive 14-liter V8 engine. This 8-cylinder powerhouse delivered around 375 horsepower, an extremely aggressive number for its era. The enormous torque allowed the truck to climb steep grades without losing momentum, while the multi-speed manual transmission gave drivers full control over the available power in every situation. The reinforced suspension and rear-wheel drive setup delivered impressive stability on European highways, even while hauling extremely heavy loads. And thanks to that durability, the LB141 became a common sight in international long-haul transport operations. But what truly transformed this truck into a legend was its presence on the road. The sound of Scania's V8 engine was absolutely unmistakable. Deep, aggressive, and incredibly powerful. It could be recognized from miles away by any truck enthusiast. Many drivers said hearing an LB141 pulling hard uphill was something impossible to forget. The interior also helped build its legendary status. The cab offered excellent comfort for the time, with generous space and outstanding visibility. Many truckers crossed entire countries inside these machines, without sacrificing basic long-haul comfort. There was also a detail that made the LB141 even more iconic. Across Europe, countless owners customized their trucks with chrome accessories, extra lighting, and custom paint jobs, turning each one into a rolling piece of highway art. But as legendary as the Scania was, the next truck on this list became an absolute symbol of American cabover culture. Peterbilt 352. Some trucks work hard, others become history. The Peterbilt 352 unquestionably belongs in the second category. Introduced in the United States during the 1950s, it quickly became one of the most iconic cabovers ever built in North America. Over the years, the truck used several different engines, including massive Cummins and Caterpillar power plants. Some versions came equipped with inline 6-cylinder engines, with more than 855 cubic inches, producing well over 400 horsepower. Its heavy-duty manual transmission required real driving skill, but it delivered enough pulling power to handle nearly any road or heavy load imaginable. The rugged suspension and rear-wheel drive configuration turned the truck into a true heavy-haul machine. And despite its massive size, the cabover layout made it far easier to maneuver inside cities and freight terminals, especially in areas where overall truck length was heavily restricted. Visually, few trucks attracted attention like the Peterbilt 352. The square cab, polished chrome, and violent engine sound created an almost cinematic presence on the road. It was the kind of truck that made people stop and stare whenever it passed by. Inside, the truck impressed drivers as well. Sleeper cab versions became extremely popular among long-haul truckers because they offered far more space and comfort than many competitors of the time. For drivers crossing the United States week after week, that made a huge difference. And there's one reason why the Peterbilt 352 became unforgettable to so many people. The truck appeared in countless American movies, television shows, and advertising campaigns, helping turn it into one of the most recognizable heavy-duty trucks ever seen in the United States. But even with all that fame, it still could not reach the truck sitting at the top of this list. Because what comes next is one of the greatest cabover legends ever built. Kenworth K100. When it comes to legendary cabover trucks, very few names command as much respect as the Kenworth K100. For many highway enthusiasts, this truck represents the absolute peak of the golden age of American cabovers. Introduced in the United States during the 1960s, the K100 was designed to deliver massive power without exceeding the strict length limits imposed on American highways at the time. Under the cab sat enormous Cummins, Caterpillar, and Detroit diesel engines. Some versions used inline 6-cylinder engines with 855 cubic inches, while others came equipped with brutal V8 engines capable of producing well over 500 horsepower. Its heavy-duty manual transmission transformed driving into a true old-school trucking experience. Combined with reinforced suspension and rear-wheel drive, the K100 was built to survive thousands of miles, hauling extremely heavy cargo across the United States Canada, and Australia. But the truck's greatest strength was always its unmistakable presence. The tall cab, chrome details, giant exhaust stacks, and thunderous engine sound made it feel like the undisputed king of the highway. Many truckers dreamed of driving one at least once in their lives. The K100 also became incredibly famous in Australia, where it faced brutal distances, desert conditions, and extreme temperatures. Its mechanical durability helped the truck earn legendary status among operators running heavy transport deep through the Australian outback. And there's another reason why the K100 became immortal. Many of these trucks were modified to pull gigantic road train combinations across endless desert routes stretching for unbelievable distances. The Kenworth K100 became more than just a truck. It became the symbol of an era when machines had personality, intimidating presence, and a deep emotional connection with the people who lived on the road. These trucks were never just work tools. They represented an entire era of heavy transport where power, durability, and personality traveled side by side across the world's highways. From European giants to American monsters, each one of these cabovers left its mark in a different way. Some revolutionized comfort, others became famous for unbelievable durability, while a few simply turned into rolling dreams for generations of truckers. Now, I want to hear from you. Which one of these trucks impressed you the most? Which one would you love to see back on the road today? And which of these giants truly deserves the title of the greatest cabover truck of all time? If you enjoy this kind of content, make sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. That support helps the channel continue bringing you even more videos about the most incredible machines on the planet. And stay tuned, because every week there's a brand new video waiting for you right here on the channel. See you in the next video.